commercial.
Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop games with friends. This is part of my ongoing anthology series called Star Wars Saturdays that I've been playing for almost 3 years now, running it for the Gauntlet community, which is this amazing group of online folks who like small press, indie, and OSR tabletop role playing games. Every month, I set up a RSVP list with the community, and folks jump in who are interested, and we run a different RPG for that month. So this, like I said, an anthology series. People come in, create characters, we tell a quick story, and then they get out. And sometimes we have recurring characters. Sometimes we touch on characters that have existed before, but it's not super heavy on canon. The only thing you really need to know is you need to have watched the original trilogy. If you haven't watched that, why are you here? The original trilogy of the Star Wars movies, in case you're like, what original trilogy, Rich? Um, the time setting of this, I'm going to keep kind of nebulous. This is our alt Saturday evening, afternoony games that I run. So I don't want to necessarily make us high bound to timeline. If you were to like say, what would you like for it to be in? The current timeline of games that I'm running right now for the morning games, which is my official. Oh my God, this is so nerdy. Anyway, like sometime after Palpatine's dead, but before Mandalorian, sometime in that vague sphere. So New Republic, I know. It's because I don't want the alt game to be like hidebound to other nerd stuff. Anyway, so after Palpatine has died at the end of Return of the Jedi, before Mandalorian, which is supposed to be several years, have passed, in that vague point when the New Republic is still growing, but the Empire has not been completely defeated, um, and that's where we're at. We are playing a game called Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing, the role playing game, is written by Erica Spell of Newsstand Press. It is inspired by this very hard to find, for me at least, anime called Dirty Pair that like started out in the 80s and like got brought back in the 90s and got brought back in the 2000s and the mid 2000s. Like it just won't die, but for some reason whoever makes it, this anime, is terrible at getting streaming rights in America. I found a YouTube channel, but unfortunately it's geocache or global restricted and all that good stuff, so not everybody can watch it. But it is a comedic high action game, um, based off the anime or inspired by the anime, where it's for two players and a GM. The two players are partners who are either cops or security consultants. We'll work that out in just a minute. And you try to stop bad guys or prevent uh, terrible things happening, but often while doing so, stuff gets broken. A lot of stuff gets broken. The Dirty Pair are named so because when they go do their missions, they leave wrecks behind all the time. So if you imagine the standard summer blockbuster, like a Michael Bay movie, where someone actually paid attention to all the stuff that got blowed up when said terrorist was defeated, that's a little Dirty Pair. The game also is comedic in that like it's there are rules in this game for flirting between characters. There's even a weird little rule about truth or dare. All of these are optional to us. We will play with them as we like. But on top of that, which helps me to segue into the fact that we have safety tools. I consider this game generally like a PG-13 style game. That's often where I run a Star Wars Saturdays game from content wise. We have a few bits of content that we have lines and veils on. We have a line against sexual assault, sexual violence, and sexual coercion. That's just a general for me. I always like to break it out there, but it's a default for me. We have veils, which is content that we're okay if it exists, but we don't want to see it on screen. We would either fade to black or do a quick Lucas style star wipe away. That is on consensual sex and death or endangerment of children. And then we have one thing where if we, like any of the three of us, are thinking about introducing this as a thing, just to check in with the table. And if anyone says, can you try something different? Then we just walk away from it at that time. And that ask first is over mind control or domination, which means that, oh shoot, I had a joke about an obscure Star Wars reference and it slipped out of my mind. Fine. No evil Zeltron plots. I can't think of the ones with the like slithery nose things that they was really weird. They had mind control. Doesn't matter. It's fine. They're space vampires, guys. Hashtag spoilers. It's expanded universe. Disney bought it out and it doesn't exist, but it was a thing. Yeah, so there's all of the lines and the veils. On top of that, we have the X card, which I mentioned before. Any piece of content that makes you feel uncomfortable for any reason, you don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to talk it out. You just say, hey, Rich, I need the X card so-and-so thing. I'll pause the game to make sure that I understand what's being X carded if it's unclear to me, which often things are unclear to me. So I always stop the game just to double check. And then I'll excise it from our play and we'll move on. No fuss, no muss. With all of that done, let's do some introductions of our characters. Then we're going to talk a little bit and jump into the game proper. Let's go from left to right. Donna, welcome. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Thanks, Rich. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him. This amazingly is my first Star Wars Saturday game ever.
Welcome! And what a weird game to be introduced to Star Wars Saturdays.
I know.
Welcome.
So tonight I'm going to be playing Azalin, who is a human from Magneto, which is a cold urban world in the middle of nowhere. She is a bit of a charmer, but is definitely living up to the feisty redhead trope. She likes to use a scatter blaster because then you don't really need to bother aiming. She likes to run her life on gut instinct because planning is really for losers. And she is the proud pilot of their lovely spaceship, the Talon, which they confiscated from some guy we will obviously never, ever see again. That's his problem for not paying his docking fees. And most importantly, she's tall and taller than Zora.
That is very important. Thank you so much, Donna. And then secondly, and also lastly, but I said secondly, so it didn't sound like Sabine was forced to go last. Sabine, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, please.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I've been playing in the Star Wars Saturdays for a bit, and I keep coming back for more. I don't even know why. Yeah, Zora is, that's who I'm playing. I'm playing Zora, who's not as tall as Azalin. Yes, Zora is aware of that fact, and she does not exactly understand why this is even a thing, but apparently it is. Zora likes to plan things out. Zora usually has a plan that goes out of the window, of course, as somebody charges forward, or that's the other thing that usually happens. She tries to make a plan, and somehow the ship is already there, and we are already in the action before she can formulate a plan, which irritates her. She's also pretty good. She's also a slicer, so she can hack and see where, which is basically a hacker. She is really good at figuring out data stuff and things like that. She's also, as I said, her plans usually are good if she ever manages to, well, use one. And she's also very good with her sniper rifle or her vibro blade or anything that would make things go ouch or kaboom or stuff like that, because she's not a peaceful person really, but she likes things to blow up when they should, not before they should, and she doesn't like to be blown up herself. She comes from Castle. Actually, she comes from a nice side of Castle, but she doesn't usually. She just says Castle, and people assume, ooh, spice mines and stuff like that, but that's not where she's from, actually.
Nice. Who knows? We may find a little bit about where she's from at some point. That is Really cool. I
She's
love
probably a
similarly.
princess or something.
I mean, that's where she gets her strategic charm or something. This game rolls a series of d6s based on your skill. There are a few other ways to get more dice that we'll discuss once we get to dice. The game explicitly has a way to begin. So the beginning of the game, which I think I stuck that in the rules. Yeah, it did. It's called the competition. So this game is set on Corellia. Corellia is a corporate industrial style world. Like the picture behind me is actually from the movie Solo, which starts off on Corellia. Corellia is a core world in that the Empire had a very big foothold here. There's still there are still Imperials on Corellia, still technically under Imperial control. But you guys have a cool spaceship, so you can come and go to Corellia, at least at this point. You've got a job. The two of you are working for a particular corporation in Corellia. You work for a business alliance trying to prevent disasters that might crash the space stock market. That's what it's called, space stock market. Because this is Star Wars, so we can name things as blandly as we want. But the game begins with the competition. Between the two of you, figure out a good competition that you think would be fun to act out. Bonus points if the contest is both extremely petty and somehow related to the location or the activities the characters were doing before stuff got real. The root of the competition is always quantifiable. One side or the other can objectively win. Examples might include who can collect the most compliments from cute boys, who can blow up the most robots, who can arrest the most crooks, who can drink the most shots. Sometimes the contest is a race instead of a collectathon. The classic example is both agents have their hearts set on the same person, at least for the moment. They'll probably forget them when the thrill of the chase is over. Treat it like a regular competition, but the points are abstract and issued when the GM sees fit. Once that's up, they go to the disaster and play starts. So that is the challenge that is laid forth by this game to come up with a competition that is taking place between the two of your characters. Do either of you have an idea? Because I know I just sprung this on you.
I mean, it has to be based on character skill, right? It can't be, something random. So
No, I can. I mean, it just needs to be quantifiable. There needs to be an objective winner at the end of the competition. It is, to me, this is the pre-credit sequence thing that jumps you into some kind of action of your characters doing a thing that is a little whimsical. Does not have to be related to the A plot, but it is a thing that you can bring up later, as I'm still sore at you for beating me at X or Y.
So I have an idea, but if this is too silly, let me know, Sabine. I think maybe we are in the space stock market, right? And we are waiting for our appointment, and we are like in this foyer, sitting in some nice comfy chairs, and like the elevator doors are right in front of us. And when anyone comes out, we have to guess whether they're going to turn left or turn right.
I think we should maybe integrate the space stock market thing, like whenever we see the stock market change, we make kind of like, okay, these go up, these go down, and each says to businesses, and then if they're, well, we could tie there though. No, I like the left right thing. Let's do that. Yeah, okay.
I think it maybe started with talking about the different stocks, and then as one just said, that person's going to turn left. That sounds fantastic. So
yes. And I think we should define what it means to turn left or turn right, because one part is the bar where people get drunk, and the other one is maybe the exit where people take a taxi or or one is the board, the part where they go to boardroom meetings, and the other is the bar.
Okay.
So that's not totally random.
So I'm, like, I am sure that you're going to be thinking, do they have their briefcase? Are they wearing a coat? Do they look like they're done with work? But I am just like calling it,
Yeah,
because who needs to think about these things?
yeah, yeah, right. And I like that. I mean, I can hack the personal files of people who enter. Haha,
So
gotcha.
ding, the lift opens, and you see a pair of boffin, pair of male boffins. Those are the like anthropomorphic lion-ish folks. Pair of boffins step out, and we see Zora's turn. So Zora, please, do you feel that they will go left, which means that two of these guys are headed to the bar, or right? Tell me how you want to figure that out, and we'll figure out if you do it correctly.
I have a plan for this. After a few shakes of rounds of this, I've developed a plan, and now I've hacked into the elevator. Into the elevator acoustics, so sound system. So I get
So
what they're talking about.
You've got some kind of like ear thing, and
Yeah.
you've been listening to what they're talking about.
It's not 100%, but it's kind of helpful to gauge where they might go.
Well, let's hit some dice. You
Yeah.
roll to slice into their system. Let's have you roll slicer. So we're
Okay.
using roll with me as a rolling room. Donna, have you used this website before? As a rolling
Only as a test a couple of weeks ago, when I think
Okay.
you might have posted a link on the Slack.
Well, if you if you run into any, like, I don't know how to do X or Y, just tell me. So you're rolling 1d6 now, Zora. If in this competition you would like to get more dice, you have two ways to do this. The first one is, if you have the flirt token, it gets you an extra d6. Now, how do you get the flirt token, you might ask? The flirt token is given, only one of the two of you can have the flirt token at any time. So you can get a flirt token by doing any, like at first, any kind of slightly flirtatious thing with your partner. It could even be like, I'm trying to look attractive in front of them, so where you're not even saying anything. But let me warn you, friends. Once you get the flirt token, whoever gets it, the other person can steal it from them by flirting back, but only if the flirtation escalates somehow. Right? We keep going up in the flirt token thing. So you probably don't want to go like way overboard right off the bat, because then if they do the thing that's a step worse, it's going to be real hard for you to get it back. So there's that. That's one way you can get dice. And then the other one, which this is pretty bananas, but it's in the rules, so I'm telling you, you can look at the other player. This, of course, was written as if you were playing at a table, which we're not. Nor could we. This is not Pandemic's fault. It's just how we play. Is you can ask to play truth or dare, and the other person can either, this is player to player, can give you a dare.
Make this player to character, because I don't feel comfortable with doing truth or dare.
Absolutely.
For this game. I mean,
so it can totally be character to character. That's fine.
Also, on the internet, dare is what's going to happen here.
Well, we have the X card, right? I hear you, and I was like, maybe I should excise this entirely, but I'm just putting it out there because it's in the rules, and if we don't want to use it, we don't use it. There's no pressure whatsoever. So I'm not sure how to even make this go between players, so maybe we just kind of walk away from truth or dare for now, and if we want to come back and ask questions,
kind of like the idea of having it as a flashback mechanism. Like, you can say, okay, hey, Donna, truth or dare? And you say, truth, tell me how your character did this and that. Or dare, hey, do you remember how your character got out of this situation? So we probably won't use it all the time, but maybe like that. What do you think, Donna?
Yeah, it's kind of neat, unless, having someone dare your character to do something absurd in the next scene would work also, right?
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of dare someone to do something in a future scene.
Uh-huh.
The truth could be like, tell me what you're really feeling, or a flashback truth.
Mhm.
That sounds fun.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
try that.
Cool.
And if we want to
Cool.
adjust it as we go, we adjust it as we go. I'll try to remember a way to like type that up into our rules, which will break. We've already broken one of the rules. I'm okay with it though. So starting, you have one die.
Mhm.
You're looking, right? You're looking for a high number on a 4 to 5. You hit, and a 6, it's a perfect hit, and we'll figure out what that means. 1, 2, or 3 is a miss, which means that you've chosen incorrectly, and Aslan would take a point.
I want that flirt token. So to distract dear Aslan from the fact that I have an earbud in my ear and I'm listening to the elevator people talking, I will tell her that her hair looks exceptionally shiny today. Did she do something to that? To it? And hope that she will turn towards the mirror to preen a little.
All right, take that flirt token, and now you get to roll 2d6. That is a nice innocuous beginning. I love it. So rolling 2d6s, looking for 4s or better. You will use the highest die of the 2.
Oh wow. No, I
goodness.
have a 1 and a 2. So it's not a fumble, but it's well.
It's a miss. That's
It's
true.
a
On a
miss.
miss, game narrates and treats it like any other circumstances. They can still give the characters a bit of a win, but otherwise things continue to get crazier, more complicated, and more out of control. You overheard the two of them in the elevator, one of them saying, "Man, it's going to be a real slaughter out there." And the other Bothan said, well, we'll see. I'll drink to that. Ha, 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 ha. And then, of course, Zora, you think they're going left, but they immediately turn right and march with their space briefcases towards the boardroom. And Aslan, you gain the first point. And so you are in the lead. We're going to say best of 3 so we can keep the competition kind of short and sweet. So right now, Aslan, you have the lead, and you know, you see the little indicator in Albec, which is written language in Star Wars. There's the lights are coming up, and another someone is coming out of the elevator, and we hear a bing, and there is a Duro. Duro are the kind of look like aliens, like they're blue and green Duros. They're tall, hairless humanoids, and this one has a little bow tie, and looks a little like there's a little bit of sweat pouring from his head. What do you guess, Aslan?
So
try to make a guess.
I think, I snicker and I say, I mean, that guy looks like he has a hot date in a minute and he's not quite sure how it's going to go. I think he's going to the bar. And then I think I'm going to snatch that flirt token back by leaning over to Zora and whispering softly in her ear, "That earbud didn't work out for you last time, huh?"
Nice, a little bit of touching, little light touching. I think that justifiably takes the flirt token. Seems like you're using your gut instinct.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
So roll 3d6. Wait, that wasn't you setting up your gut instinct?
No, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't think about it before the roll.
You were just ready to take that flirt token. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, 3d6. You're looking for 4, 5s, or 6s.
Maybe I have not.
The purple button at the bottom left rolls the dice. It's like you rolled 1d6. You want to roll 2 more. So
okay, sorry.
It's okay. You just had a very brief introduction. Let me quickly. So what you want to do if you want to roll 3 dice, you're only going to roll 2 more. So you just go into number of d6. You can just type in that and then click roll the dice. And
I've done that, but I think I rolled the button at the top and not
create
the
a custom and create a roll. Yeah, I know. I hate that they are. I do like that this one's purple at least, and if that's helpful.
Yeah. So let me roll 2 more dice.
2 and a 5.
Okay.
Okay, so the 5 is the highest of the dice, which is a hit. And you said he's going to the bar. He wipes at his forehead for a moment, and then sure enough turns left, heading quickly towards the bar. You see another Duros walk out and greet him, and the two of them start in a little innocuous conversation. Zora, you have lost this competition, best of 3, 2 in a row. How do you react to Aslan trouncing you?
Well, it's more her thing than mine, so I think we should have bet on the stock market. But you know what? You win this one. But I think this ultra attack going up that netted me some funds, so we can still buy fuel, which is nice as well. And you know what? I think I'll buy you a drink.
Nice.
Unless
Well,
you want to head to the boardroom.
Oh, no, you can definitely buy me a drink.
Oh my, it sounds like somebody's going for the flirt token there. Have you just stolen the flirt token back there, Zora?
No, this was not an escalation.
Oh, okay.
Or was it? Yeah, inviting her. Of course it was an escalation. I invited her to something.
Yeah, you invited her out. Okay,
yeah.
So now you have the flirt token. That's
My
okay.
flirt token.
You keep the flirt token until it's taken away from you. So
Yay.
The two of you here over your comm units, we need your boss. So I think your boss is going to be named Gavin Thulo, and I'll stick Gavin in our NPCs and places. He's your boss. He is the space stock market analyst and consultant, security consultant. He's your boss. He gives you guys. Oh, sorry. Just realized that the dog had brought me something in hopes of getting more pizza. So I'll just put that over there. He'll leave presents at my feet sometimes. So Gavin Thulo calls two of you. What do you guys have a cute name of some kind? A and Z, or does he just call you Aslan and Zora?
I think we have a name that we call ourselves, but nobody else does.
Okay. So he doesn't call you by that name.
No. I think we can call ourselves Alphabet Squad or something like that.
The full A to Z squad, right?
The full A to Z. Yeah, maybe we call each other, we call our squad different names even. Or no, let's go with the A to Z squad. That's fine.
A to Z squad. Okay. Squad. I hope the two of you are waiting outside, Gavin says over your comm units. I need you in here as soon as possible. We've got some work to do. So I assume you guys will get up from the chairs, which were faced towards the lift, and head to the right, walk through the stock market, which has all kinds of, is a very cosmopolitan suit and tie required area where people are screaming at each other, and there are like these huge overhead boards and all kinds of numbers flashing everywhere, and people have chits and like some kind of auctions going on, and someone else is playing sabacc in the corner. And then there's a small door that you open up, and it's too small for you to just walk through. You have to kind of hunker down because your boss is, and this is where Rich cannot remember the name of the Chandrillan, I think. Is that it? It's the kind of like anthropomorphic bat folks that are stand about. Oh, here we go. I've got a picture of one. It's a Chadra fan. There you go. Here, I will show you a quick picture. Your boss is a Chadra fan. How did he get a job at the space stock market? We're not talking about that. But here's what a Chadra fan looks like. He's like 3 feet tall. How many meters is that? 1 meter tall? It's like 1 meter tall.
About. A bit smaller.
Not even, yeah.
Okay.
Aslan is taller, at least.
Yes, she is certainly taller. than your boss, Gavin Thulo. So who goes in first? Because you definitely can't both go into the.
No, please, after you. I mean, I have to finish this cocktail that you so kindly bought me earlier before I go into his office because I don't know. He gave out to me the last time I took a cocktail into his office, so I'm just not gonna do it anymore.
Wow, you learned. That's
I
you
mean,
picked up on gut instinct. I like it.
also,
I
I mean, we're a big fan of him, so you know, he's kind of cute, right? I mean, look at
Sure.
those ears.
Yeah, these ears. I'll take my cocktail in.
You take your cocktail in?
Yeah, of course. What else am I going to do with it? I mean, that's the plan, right? To have
I mean,
something to drink while
I'll
he's telling us
take
the
care of
joke.
it. I'll take care of it if you.
Oh no, that's my cocktail.
I mean, you bought me one, and I just drank it because I didn't think we were going to go into the office with it, and now I have nothing. And you know,
Do you still have the glass?
yeah.
Okay, give me the glass. Pour part of the cocktail into it, and then we both have half a cocktail.
Thank you.
We're discussing this in front of his office. I love it.
And I assume maybe the door was like half open, so
yeah, of course. I'm standing in the door.
The bottom half of you guys as you're having this conversation. We cut to our Chadra fan as he's sitting at his little desk. He's got these little windows behind him. It's like, you know, he's got a half floor. So quickly you guys end up going in, you like push your glass in and then crawl inside, and you're both now sitting in these little stools. Your knees are kind of up near your chins as you're seated before your big boss, the Chadra fan, Gavin Thulo. And he looks at the two of you and says, oh, the last time one of you, I can't remember which one, but one of you brought in a cocktail, you spilled it all over my nice carpet. And he gestures, and you see beneath you is this.
Yeah, that was because we got
like
into
Wookiee
an
fur
argument.
Carpet.
This time we both have a cocktail, so no argument, no spilling.
You two could actually get along. You might get done with your work faster, you know. It's not very
We're
strategic.
getting along. We are very friendly.
I like her. Mostly.
Like when don't you like me? You must have meant to hurt my feelings because you don't do anything without meaning to do it.
I meant it was a joke, Azadin. I like you all the time. Sometimes you get a little.
Oh, please keep talking.
I mean, remember when I said we shouldn't go in there now because it's going to blow up, and we went in, and then we were both blown up because I had to follow you to save you. And I thought you might have listened, but no, you had your earbuds in because you had to listen to that new song by this guy you like.
Okay, I'm not seeing a problem. I mean,
I had a concussion. That's the problem. I don't like having concussions. You know that.
Okay.
But other than that, I like her very much. And I don't know if she likes me. Probably she puts up with me.
Well, anyway, boss, what were you saying?
Oh, we're actually here to do work? Good. That's good. Thank you, Aslan.
But you started with the therapy session.
You giving out to me or him?
Him.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, but please go on, boss.
Okay, I will. He says, all right, squad, I need the two of you to escort a particular important person off of Corellia. They have a few matters they need to take care of off-world, if you get my meaning. If they remain here on Corellia, a great deal of problems will happen. So I need you both to make sure that they get where they need to go. Do you understand?
I mean, is this person very important or just important?
I wouldn't have asked for the two of you if they were just a little important.
But who's after him?
I didn't
Who did he
say anyone
piss
was
off?
after him.
Well, you said he's got business to take care of off-world, if you know what I mean. And that is usually not the signal that he just needs to do business off-world.
You've asked us to go with him. That means that there's somebody after him, because otherwise he would not ask us.
Wait a minute. Do you want us to kill him and dispose of the body off-world? Is that it?
No, you miss it. Very well.
We're not assassins.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, we only kill people because they were trying to kill us.
Yeah.
We like cut to Zora sighting someone in her sniper rifle, just as a quick aside. Then we cut back, and the chatter fan says, yes, of course. Listen, there is an executive with the market whose son is a little bit of trouble, and there's a very sensitive vote that's coming up which could cost him his job. He's pulled in a favor and needs to get his son off world to avoid any entanglements. The two of you just need to get him off Corellia and take him wherever he wants to go. And then you can leave him there. He can find his way back.
So we're basically babysitters.
He is not a baby, so technically no.
Does he know we're taking him?
He is aware that he might have the opportunity to go off-world with two lead individuals.
Is that us?
I think so, yeah. I think he means you mostly, but...
Well, he definitely said two. So,
Sure.
I nudge Zora playfully under the ribs.
Wow. Yeah, we can be nice. I can be nice.
We have been known to be nice on occasion.
Just be advised that this fellow is young.
Very cute.
He says, all of you humans look the same to me. So he taps a button, and little blue hollow steps up, and sure enough, this guy is extremely handsome. He appears to be early 20s, human, and the name underneath the little readout is Val Killian. So you can take that puck with you. You should be able to find him. There's a tracking fob attached, and also keys to his apartment. So go forth and do work, squad. Finish your cocktails here and leave them all.
He's really cute.
I mean, we've seen cuter, right?
Yeah, not recently though. I mean, if you don't like him, I like. Yeah, I like.
I mean, you're not going to do something like say you bought me essentially 1.5 cocktails now, so I owe you. I don't think that's the way it works with boys.
I mean, now that you mention it, I gave you 1.5 cocktails.
Exactly, but that doesn't hold any water with boys. And you said if you don't like him, which meant I think you were saying I should go first.
No, I don't mean that. Forget it. You don't go first. You always try to go first.
I mean, no, you said
yes.
if I don't like him, then maybe that's what
you said. He wasn't much to look at. Like,
no, I said we've seen cuter.
Yeah, so I like him.
I mean, that's a fact. We have seen cuter.
Yeah, definitely. All right, but still, I think we went first for some of them at least, and
that's because you were like upstairs behind the scope, right? You said you go in first, and I did.
Yeah, but we're
If-
not supposed to shoot him.
I know that.
Please,
Good.
please do not shoot him.
Not
We're
even a
not
little.
planning on shooting him.
I mean, we don't know. Of course not.
I mean, I wouldn't like to promise that we will definitely not shoot him. Maybe we need to shoot him to save his life at some stage.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say we will not shoot him, because then I would hate to break a promise to you, boss.
If promise or no promise, Aslan, if you shoot this individual, we will all be out of a job.
But not you, surely. I mean, you can manage upwards, right?
Do you remember the part where I talked about a favor being called in? This is a favor that I have offered to do because it was asked of me and Mr. Killian. His son Val is trouble. He's going to get a vote of no confidence if he's not out of here and out of the hair of the other executives. So please don't kill him, because then Mr. Killian would be very upset.
Boss,
There's no
shooting him
managing
and
up.
killing him are two very different things.
Yeah,
There
Zorda
you-
here can put like a round through his left buttock without
Yeah,
doing much
It's
damage.
true. Yes, very. I wouldn't.
I've
That's
seen it.
cute.
He
But, yeah,
reaches
but
up and nervously rubs his little bat ear.
also there are stun guns. You know that.
Dude, should I ask the two of you to only use stun guns on this mission?
No, you should not.
No.
Mm-mm. It's
Because
not a
then
good
what if the
idea.
bad guys who want to him,
Mhm.
come after us? Yeah. I think you should leave this to our discretion, boss.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Also,
Zora, did you hear that? He said he's this guy is a bit of a troublemaker, and I know you don't like troubled boys, so maybe you should give me your first crack.
I think he's a bit of trouble. We're a bit of trouble, so I'll take my chances.
I mean, look at him. He looks like trouble.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I mean, you could cut yourself if you kissed his cheek.
I don't.
You guys
I
should
mean,
handle this on the way.
yeah, we'll figure this out, boss.
Thanks, boss.
He's in good hands with us.
Sweet. I think that is the perfect comment. And then with no more, we have the like playoff music. It's a little jazzy, and we see one of you, like we see your butt as you're like crawling through the doorway to get out of Gavin's office. And I think that is our midpoint. So let's take a little break. It's 35 after, like 10 minutes, and we'll see you back at 1:45. Donna, I rewrote the truth or dare rules on column E under the rules tab. Take a look. Tell me if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool to me.
You know, I actually vastly prefer these hacked rules to the way it was written in the book. Just because it actually has like effect within the story we're telling. So I think that's pretty cool. Sabine, if you could take a look on the rules tab on column E under truth or dare, I rewrote that to model what we were saying, and Donna took a look and said it was pretty clear. If you have any questions, please ask.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good. I'm sorry. I
Cool.
have my language not under control today.
It's okay. You speak at least twice as many languages as I do, so not a problem. Beaker has a Kleenex box. He's just decided to kind of tear into little bits. I'm just going to take that away. Sorry, buddy. We pick up with the two of you in our first glimpse of the Talon as you're skimming across the kind of smoky skies of Corellia until up on this mountain, well above the smog line, are all these high-rise, really, really fancy condos and apartments, and the tracking fob that you currently have bleeps a few times, and then as you're zipping across, I assume, Aslan, since you have the pilot, you're the pilot, and
I'm planning a route for this guy where we should go because I think that's a good idea.
Planning a route. Oh, I got you.
Planning a romantic getaway, more like it, huh?
Yeah, so what's so bad about that? Naboo is nice.
I mean, I guess if you're into that kind of thing. But this guy doesn't look like he is, so, you know.
Oh, you're
Oh,
right.
are we going to Naboo? I love Naboo!
Maybe not. Maybe we're going to Canto Bight first.
So yeah, this is B3LL, or I guess Bell for short. Is that
Probably Bell, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Canto Bight. I think Canto Bight might be even better. Casinos and the races.
That might be more like this guy is into, but I think we should ask first, you know.
And then we immediately have as you guys are going overhead and the fog bleeps and you look down and there's this like huge patio with a small pool, and they're doing like some kind of Pilates, and just a pair of skimpy shorts is the very muscular, super handsome, and surprisingly bendable Val Killian. It's totally like a beefcake segment. We have even some soft like jazz kind of sax going on as you guys see the two of them. What is Aslan's reaction? You're the pilot, so of course you'd check it.
I'm just hovering, you know. Because I guess I should land, you know, maybe on top. There's of the condo. There's a nice little helipad or the equivalent, but I'm just, you know, rotating the Talon around so I can get a good look at those glutes.
I'm handing you a handkerchief. Drool.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you should wipe that off. First impression. But I'm still looking at the guy, not at you.
Is that our target? He's very muscly.
Um, I
You're
think,
supposed to protect him, Belle.
yeah, target is not the word we usually use for people we're trying to take care of. But I know that Zora is kind of keen on him, so maybe you can give her some helpful advice when she's talking to him, right?
Belle, you should maybe look at the filters in the aerial, in the life support system. Really, I'm sure you should.
All right, I'll take a look.
A long look.
But I process very fast. I've already looked.
Yeah, look again.
I'm
Closely.
looking again.
I think Zora is just too proud to ask for your help with this this beefcake. So maybe you should just, not say anything now, but help her out when she needs it.
Okay, I'm done looking.
I hate you. See, that's when I don't like you. When you pull stuff like that.
Stuff like what? I mean, just like Belle is extraordinarily fast at processing new information, and I'm sure they can help you out. I mean, like,
Sure, I can help myself out.
yeah, you were a
You're just
strategic
trying to
thinker,
sabotage.
and I'm not.
You're just trying to sabotage me. I know what you're doing here.
I'm trying
You
to
just
help you
want
out.
to.
I mean, you don't have my natural
thank you.
charm, so I think you need some help sometimes.
He stops doing his exercises and goes over to a comm unit and then looks up and looks right at the pair of you.
I'm smiling.
He waves. He's not entirely sure what's going on.
Maybe you should land the ship instead of giving me relationship advice.
I was just about to say that looks like the international or the galactic symbol for permission to land. Huh, if you take my meaning.
Oh.
I have no idea what you mean, Aslan.
I'm going to land the ship now, Belle. That's what I mean.
Oh.
And I guess I'll land the ship.
Cool. Then we cut to the two of you kind of walking onto the patio. He's there. The sweat just like causes his muscles to glisten rather than him, and he doesn't smell like somehow his sweat isn't real sweat. It's amazing. He says, well, greetings, ladies. You have a mighty fine ship there.
You want to see it? Give you a tour.
She will give you a tour of that and more.
My father said that I need to be careful about.
Oh, we're here to from the stock market. We're here to give you a tour of the galaxy, actually.
Oh. You're going to ferry me to Nar Shaddaa?
Is that where you think you were going? Sure.
He starts walking towards the huge, the huge area, which as he walks through, it's like not a sliding glass door. It's almost like the force shield things on, in outer space type deal. So he just walks through it, comes into his huge, spacious townhome, and you see that there are several stacked pieces of luggage that he's already packed up. And as you guys walk in here, there's a light bit of jazz music playing in the background. You recognize that Aslan is it's like Max Rebo's band. And he says, I need to take a quick shower, ladies. Make yourselves at home. There's a bar over there. Then he heads into a small little hallway, and soon you hear the water come on. What do you do?
Maybe you should offer to give him a hand, Zora.
In the shower.
I mean, who knows how helpless he is. Anyway, I guess we're going to go to the Hut Opera, right? If we're going to Nar Shaddaa.
You think it's a good idea to go to Nar Shaddaa?
I mean, we were told to bring him wherever he wants to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. What could go wrong?
I mean, I don't know.
Of course. Yeah, of course. You know, he might have debts with the Huts, then they could try to eviscerate him. He could get into the middle of a mob family war, and somebody could try to incinerate him. And I mean, a lot could go wrong, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, where do you think we should bring him? To some quiet forest moon somewhere?
Yeah, I think we should bring him there, but he probably wouldn't want to go, and we're supposed to take him. I think we maybe should make a quick stop at Canto Bight and try to distract him there.
I mean, I'm up for distracting him. I mean, if you think we don't want to bring him to Nar Shaddaa like he wants, I will distract him. But you give him the bad news, and I'll give him the good news, right?
You have to fly the ship. Maybe I should tell him where we're going once he's on the ship. I mean, somebody has to pilot the ship, and you've always said you are the vastly superior pilot because, of course, you're taller and can reach the controls better.
I mean, tell us, Zora, of that time that you had to wear extra big platforms or a brick under your shoes to use the controls. So
somebody, the pilot's chair is not made for normal people dimensions. I think it's made for a Wookiee.
Hi, Aslan. Hi, Zora. It's me. I'm coming over the comms. It turns out there's another ship headed this way, landing right beside us. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Thank you, Belle. Let's have a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So as the two, do either of you have like a bottle of alcohol of any kind in your hand, or was it just the conversation that took place as you look out and you see there's a TIE fighter, like one of the TIE bombers, the twin, that kind of comes and it just lands the two fin thing, and some stormtroopers are getting out. What do you do?
I've definitely taken some I think old Aldebaranian brandy, because he has some, and I mean somebody has got to drink it. Come on,
you can't leave it go to waste.
Not a lot of them left. Ooh, there's a stormtrooper cup.
I mean, several, right?
Yeah, they evidently have been crammed into this TIE bomber.
So, hey Zora, why don't you go and get Val and make sure he's dressed and ready to run? Because give it your best shot, and I'll take care of these guys.
Yeah, go and charm the stormtroopers, and I'll run to get Val.
Okay, so Zora, you head down the hallway. You hear. Turns out that Val Killian has an amazing singing voice. So as you come into the hallway and you come closer, we actually like dub over some really good singer, and it's echoed a little bit because he's there in the shower. We cut back to Aslan. Are you stepping out onto the deck? Did you need a minute, Donna? So you look off.
Nope.
Are you good?
No,
okay.
There was just someone in the kitchen there. I'm good. Yeah, so I'm stepping out, opening the door, sliding the door open and stepping out, and maybe just leaning casually against the wall as I regard these stormtroopers.
My name's CX542. Human, I need to speak with Val Killian. He's going to be under arrest.
I'm his housemaid, and he left to go on holidays like this morning. So sorry you wasted your time.
Hey, did the file say anything about a holiday? No holiday. No.
Well, he had his bags packed. He said he was going on vacation. So like
right. Okay. Well, I guess you, housemaid, don't mind if we come in and have a look around. If you know what I mean.
I mean, I'm not sure I know what you mean. I mean, I can't tell how cute you are in the mask, so I'm
Ooh,
not
are you trying
sure.
to charm these guys, these
Of
stormtroopers?
course.
Let's see how the charm goes. It turns out that unless you've stolen the flirt token, you don't currently have it. I'm just making sure
No,
I don't think you had tried to steal it.
no, we
Okay.
were flirting, but I think I did not really steal it back.
I don't think we like escalated above asking
No.
out on a date at this point yet. So
No.
2d6 is what you will be rolling unless you're using a different skill.
No, I will stick with 2.
All right, you're looking for 4s or better. Okay. Looks like you've got 2 4s.
2 4s, yeah.
2 4s is pretty good because on a 4 or 5, if you remember, that is a hit. So you get to describe exactly how things go down, how you use your skills and luck to get out of the situation, make things better, take somebody down, or manipulate the circumstances. I can add commentary, complications, or natural collateral, but you're the one who gets to narrate it and veto stuff.
Okay.
It shouldn't go too long, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, obviously stormtroopers would never take off their helmet just because a pretty girl told them that they might be cute underneath there. But he's obviously thinking about it. And, he gives that strange stormtrooper cocked head. He's definitely confused by this whole thing. And maybe, I don't know, is he the NCO or whatever? He's leading this little squad. I think maybe I walk up to him and I tuck my hand under his elbow and I kind of turn him around back towards his little TIE bomber and I say, I think if you rush, you could to the spaceport, you might catch him.
Nice. And so then this particular leader of the group, maybe he's got the orange shoulder pad, right? He says,
all right, let's move along.
And they start climbing up get into the TIE bomber, and they're headed out. We cut to Zora as Aslan has successfully dealt with some stormtrooper Imperial entanglements here, and we hear some reason like maybe have you stuck around to hear the whole song? But anyway, he's like a verse in. He's like a verse away from ending Val's little song there. How do you?
No. I will stand outside and bang on the door.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is my singing bothering you? My father hates
No, we have company, and I think you may want to be dressed for them because they probably are not real friendly.
Oh, the water
I think
stops. He steps out, and like now all of a sudden he has a towel. It's like too short, but it's around his waist. And he looks a little concerned. He flips his hair, does a little water. There's like a slow motion thing of like the hair moving. And he says, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My internet is unstable. Damn. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Caught back up?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay, so Val steps out of the shower and then all of a sudden he's got a towel around his waist. And then he does this thing where he like whips his hair, his wet hair, and like there's slow motion, the droplets come and of course there's like ting off of his teeth and his eyes sparkle. He's just crazy handsome. And then he steps close. He says, I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name. How rude of me.
Pretty. Sora. My name is Sora.
I'd have to say I like pretty, but Zora will work. Who is here that I would not like to see? I'm sorry, Zora.
I mean, unless you want to join the stormtroopers, which I don't figure would be your kind of scene.
No.
Let's go then.
Cool. And then there's a bit where he steps into his bedroom and quickly gets dressed, but we just like perfectly, like there's a chair in the way, and so we don't see anything. And yes, stormtrooper mug. And and then quickly he comes out dressed to the nines, and the TIE fighter is gone. Zora just left. TIE bomber Gone. Stormtrooper's gone.
And I turn to Aslan and say, see, that's when I like you.
I mean, I don't know. You're so fickle, you know? I mean, I think, you know, I like you all the time, Zora. Even when you're being a little bit selfish. But, you know, I guess friends should allow friends to be a little bit selfish every so often.
Fair enough, I guess.
So you took your shot at Val, huh? Or were you professional?
He's like moving. He's kind of pushing a little hover pad thing.
Let's help him. Let's help him with his luggage. Let's help him with his luggage.
Val gives out a low whistle. This is a mighty nice shuttle here. We'll be taking this shuttle up to the actual ship.
It's not a shuttle. Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Troy.
This is your ship?
Yeah, well, we're only carrying, you know, the four of us. So
four.
Why go big when you can go fast? Absurdly fast.
That's right, 4. It's nice to meet you, Val. I'm Belle. You can call me Belle because that's my name.
Nice to meet you, Belle. Where are my quarters, ladies?
I think I might have had a plan for that, actually. So there are I think we have quarters for him. They're not super fancy or anything, but there are quarters that we use usually to transport prisoners. But it's
so
pretty
it has a cot. It has a cot. It has a toilet, but it also has the ability to like.
Yeah, but we can. There
but
are
if you
some
want
pillows.
But there's room
pillows
in my bunk for you, Val, if you really want to sleep more comfortably.
Make a charm roll on that one. We'll see how that goes. Whether you meant it that way or not. Oh, did you? Looks like you just rolled 1d6.
Yeah, it only
roll
rolled
a second
one.
d6.
No, I'll just roll a second one.
All right,
Yay.
so a 4. So how does that go?
So I don't know whether he thinks that I'm offering to just give up my bunk for him, or whether he thinks I'm going to be in it. But he, you know, accepts the offer with a handsome grin, right? The kind of grin that a man who usually gets his own way would just, you know, assume that he's going to get the best of service.
Seems like right, like we're on brand with Val Killian. Sweet. So
I turn towards Aslan as she says that. Well, I guess that means you will be sharing my bunk, doesn't it?
So I think I'm going to steal this flirt token.
I was like, that's a setup.
Yeah.
And I will, you know, lean in and give you a little chaste kiss on the cheek and say, I thought you'd never ask.
And I blush.
Cute.
I mean, I think that was your plan all along, wasn't it, Zora?
I could possibly comment on
that. So we will cut to the ship, the shuttle, the Talon swoops over Corellia and then starts to leave atmosphere, and you guys go out into space. And I would imagine, Aslan, you're piloting, so Val has already dropped off his suitcases in what was Aslan's bunk. So what is the thing that puzzled Val the most about your quarters on the Talon, Aslan, and he came in and put all of his stuff away? What did he find, or what did he see that he might be a little puzzled or surprised by?
I think there is like little trophies, which are like the empty magazines or shell casings or whatever is most appropriate for the type of opponent we've come up against. You know, just like glued or nailed to the bunk wall, and under it there's like a Sharpie marker with like a date and a planet. So yeah, that is puzzling, I think.
Yes, that is quite puzzling. And he comes out and he looks at you, Zora. What is Zora doing when Val comes out of Aslan's room after dropping off all of his stuff?
I think Zora is yeah, I think she's planning something, obviously. But oh, I know what she's doing. She's trying to figure out what the stormtroopers wanted to. I imagine that Aslan told her at one point that they said they wanted to arrest him. Well, what's the arrest warrant for?
Oh, nice. Let's have you take a look. So, are you slicing or are you being strategic and trying to figure this out?
I mean, I am both. I guess. I mean, I'm being strategic, obviously, because I need to know what kind of trouble we are in, so I can make a plan. But mostly now I'm slicing, or maybe I'm using the hollow net to figure out the arrest warrant without slicing anything.
Yeah, I think the holonet could work. All right, so give me a roll with one or the other skill. I'll let you choose.
I think, well, I don't have the flirt token right now because somebody stole it. But I've tried out the truth or dare. Then I roll with slicer and still have another die. So I think I will say, well, dare.
So Aslan, you get to give Zora a dare.
I think when we see Zora maybe go up into the cockpit where Aslan is piloting, I'll look behind me and say, so you better kiss him before we land the ship, or else it's my turn, right?
Okay, dare accepted.
All right, so you get an extra die. So if you're doing slicing and your extra die, you're rolling 2d6, looking for a 4, 5, or 6. Oof, good thing you had 2 dice there because one of them didn't like you. So with a 4 in this game, you get to narrate. How does it go with your lookup? And I can give you the info. Unless you want to tell me what he's got an arrest warrant for. You have control. You have narration.
Oh, cool. So unless you have an idea, because I can make something up, but if you have something, I'll fine with rolling with it. I mean, you can see Zora kind of sitting there with a data pad, and then at one point she'll call over Belle and tell Belle, is Belle a she? Belle is a she. And tells Belle to log in and do some stuff, like switch this little thingy that they have because that's always useful. And then she'll just be into, and then you can hear the first bars of the Imperial March, because it always plays the first bars of the Imperial March when you log into the Imperial net as an officer, which she currently is. And then she'll kill the sound on that, of course, but yeah. And then she find an arrest warrant for Val Killian for wanted for.
Oh, if you have an idea, awesome. Otherwise, he is wanted for indecent exposure.
Ooh. Indecent exposure. I like that. That gives me ideas how to answer the dare. Yes, indecent exposure. I love
Indeed.
That.
So as you are doing your slicing and hacking, finding out about Val's probably walked over to the Dejaric table, like flick the button to turn it on, then nudged it with his hip so that it would actually come on, and then it's going through like some kind of demo. We cut to Aslan in the pilot in the pilot seat when you're hailed by comms. It's coming through an Imperial channel, which means if you ignore it, that could be really, really bad. And you see that there are, this is Corellia, right? So as I talked about before, even though in this timeline the Empire is falling, Imperial control is still pretty hard on the corporations of Corellia. So what do you do when you get hailed on Imperial channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer.
Cool.
So I guess there's a spiel. This is but where I'm not giving my real ship name, obviously, because that would be, I don't know, very straightforward. This is flight L31A out of Corellia. What can I do for you today?
L31A, this is Imperial Control for Corellia. You've been tagged. You need to go ahead and pull over to the space station in geosynchronous orbit. Only 3 clicks from your position. Thank you.
So for my logs, can I put in a reason that I've been tagged? Because the boss is really a stickler for that kind of stuff.
It looks like you are carrying illicit cargo. That's what's the note here. It's some other things that they appear to have been redacted.
Well, I know that the previous owner of this ship was of dubious character, and so maybe they didn't scrub the records when this ship was impounded.
Well, you probably should have taken care of that. Not really my problem, ma'am. We've got a couple ties coming around from the space station. They'll escort you to the station. No problem.
No problem.
We hear the scream of a pair of TIE fighters as they're coming, and the 2 of them are actually flying in perfect uniform. They're not like you two arguing all the time. They're just doing their job. They're headed your way. What do you do, Aslan?
So I'm going to get on the intercom and say, the Imperials are onto us. I'm going to play nice for about 20 seconds, but then hold on to your hats.
I think I'll stop kissing Val. And
so when we cut in, the 2 of you are making out. That is amazing. I love it.
Good editing.
He's slightly disappointed that you stopped kissing.
That goes for the both of you. As I tap the security monitor.
Oh, we're in so much trouble and I don't even have a hat.
Well, Belle, all you need to do is anchor yourself in your usual spot.
All right, anchoring away.
I will show Val where he can. But I think, I've kissed him now. That's okay. I think I'll go and help Aslan with the whole. We have to evade Imperial controls.
I would imagine that the Talon has twin plasma cannons. Would you guys agree or disagree that it has twin plasma cannons?
I think so. I remember someone mentioning that before, and
I think so too. Yeah,
I'm sure.
It's
I'm
actually
sure Zora is exactly the right person to shoot those things.
Yeah.
So I think, right, so these TIE fighters are screaming up to us, and I think I'm slowly turning the Talon as it to go into an escort pattern with them. Really smooth and by the numbers, right? And when I over the comms, when Zora tells me that she's at her station, I don't know. Do we shoot first or do we fly first? What do you think?
I think we shoot first. That's shooting first is the better plan.
Yeah.
And then we fly really fast.
So, I think if it's okay with you, Rich, before I make a roll, I am letting them come up alongside me or whatever the standard escort pattern is, and then I'm gonna maybe just hit on the brakes, pull back, and line one up to give Zora a good shot.
Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, Aslan plays along and then throws on the brakes in order to line you up with a perfect shot for the TIE fighter. I'm going to say, since you've got a weapon skill, even though you're not using your sniper blaster, you're effectively sniping here. So let's have you roll that. You do not have the flirt token, so
I do not, but I'm pretty good with shooting stuff. So
you're not bad.
yeah.
The dice have really liked you guys so far.
They didn't like me. Let's see. Oh wow. Yeah. Perfect.
There you go.
Wow. So
Yeah. I mean, shooting,
success.
right?
Yeah, this is your thing. A perfect hit is like a regular hit, but the player can and absolutely should describe how they're getting a point. Oh, it's like point for the competition. But evidently the competition is supposed to run through the whole session. Evidently, I'm sorry. We created something that there are no elevators, so we'll work on that in the second session. So don't worry about the competition. But so you are successful, but you also can add some kind of unlikely or hilarious contrivance, or just be super good and narrate. So what happens when you dial in on this particular TIE fighter? What do we see?
I think what we see is kind of, snooker, like when you shoot one ball and then the other one and the third. So it just takes this one shot, but it's perfectly lined up. The first TIE fighter spins out of control, hits the second one, and then these two hit the third one. It's like, okay, we're clear.
Wow, I saw that from here where I'm in the corner anchored. Great shot.
Yeah, well, I had a plan.
Cool. So yeah, you take out the ties that are there, and then all of a sudden, Aslan, you're hailed by an Imperial signal again. What do you do?
I am hitting the afterburners, and we are getting into orbit.
All right, so they're going to start firing upon you from the space station. Please make a piloting roll to avoid any collateral damage. Here's the deal, guys. I don't know if you were aware, like sometimes stuff gets broken in this game, except you guys keep rolling incredibly well. So that doesn't happen. But just in case you were wondering, oh, this game's super easy. It's
the TIE fighters got broken.
That's true.
Who knows where they land, right? So I guess I'm rolling pilot, right?
Yeah, and actually you're right. I do need to be tracking that. That is definitely collateral damage. So let me track that. So
so pilot plus flirt token.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah,
2 5s.
This dice room loves us.
Awesome. And I just rolled Zora, you shot 3 ties, and you've done 11 units of damage there. Awesome. Good work.
So 2 5s. Yeah, I think they're lining up our usual trajectory, and maybe they think we're going to be continuing along our initial route. But then when I just turn the Talon on its on its engines and just hit the afterburners, we just zoom straight up, and those iron cannon shots or whatever they are go just well wide. They probably hit one of those extra TIE fighters that they've just launched.
Yeah, it's one TIE fighter like moves right in the shot, gets hit by an ion, and then he's like hurtling towards Corellian atmosphere. It's not going to go well for him. And you guys take off. I imagine, do we end this with you popping into hyperspace?
Yeah, I think as soon as we get in a position to make a safe jump, we hit the jump upon our agreed upon destination, obviously.
Cool. So you guys jump into hyperspace. You're traveling from the core worlds way out into hot space, let me check. Are you actually going to Nar Shaddaa, or are you just telling him you're going to Nar Shaddaa and taking Val somewhere else?
I believe
You
we
have
wanted
to
go
just,
somewhere else,
yeah,
but
that's fine.
I don't.
You need to
I
keep
mean,
him out away from Corellia for the weekend. Is basically,
Mm.
and it's a Space Friday, so
Space Friday.
I'm
And
just
what do you
gonna add
think,
space.
Aslan? What did you put into our computer?
I think. Where did you suggest the second
Canto
race
Bite.
racing and casinos?
That's
Are we
that's
going?
Canto Bite. That's the one from the third trilogy.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go there. We can always go to Nar Shaddaa on Space Saturday.
Cool.
Or Space Sunday. Maybe the Jedi have a kind of religious thing there.
A place that we can have brunch and relax. Yeah.
Just rename Saturday to Starter Day. Okay, cool. So you guys are in hyperspace heading towards Canto Bite. Canto Bite is the capital city on the planet Cantonica that lay on the shores of the Sea of Cantonica, the largest artificial ocean in the galaxy. Canto Bite is a destination for wealthy tourists, gamblers, war profiteers who visit its lavish casinos and racetracks. It's an outer rim world, and is part of the corporate sector. So yeah, there we go. Now, the Star Wars movies, you go to hyperspace, like it's the space of a scene of you being in hyperspace, right? People have one or two conversations and then you're wherever you need to be. But in Star Wars RPGs, they always want to make it like a time factor and like figure out math. I'm cool with it being a couple scenes. Are we good with that? Not trying to figure out. Yeah. So let's see. So you, Zora, took off after kissing Val to shoot down some TIE fighters, and then there was some celebration by Bell. You guys leapt into hyperspace, and yeah, I think as you're finishing up there, Zora, you're like in the little, bubble turret or whatever. Was that what you were thinking when you fired?
Yeah, I love those bubble turrets. They are
Awesome.
fun, and if we
I
have
think they're-
twin cannons, we should have one.
Nice. And so the little airlock door opens up and Val's there. He says, "Wow, not only are you pretty and a good kisser, but you're a great shot."
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. Thank you, though. Helps if you have a plan for what you're trying to shoot.
So tell me a little bit about your friend, the pilot. She seems like a pretty crack pilot herself.
She's the best. I mean, she's really interesting. Why don't you ask her about herself? I mean, she loves to talk about herself, and it's all very interesting.
Sure, I will. We've got a little bit of time before you reach Nar Shaddaa, I'm sure. We'll work that out. I'm just curious. So my father hired the two of you? Is that right?
Yeah, he pulled in some favors, and then we got to take care of you. I mean, to help you, to drive you. Yeah, right, to fly you around.
Mm-hmm.
And see that you don't indecently expose yourself to the wrong people again.
Is that why the Imperials were after me?
Yep. The rest weren't indecent exposure. It's political. They just want to snipe your dad.
I think this is a good point in time for Aslan to appear behind Val
Yeah,
and say indecent exposure. Have you got the files?
I definitely do. Yeah, but there's no recording of the incident, though.
Oh, well, that's what I meant, obviously.
Yeah, no.
Because if there were, we would like to destroy that evidence to help you out. But
Absolutely.
He looks between the two of you, cracks a smile. This is going to be a fun trip. So the two of you
are looking after you for the weekend.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And Zora here is very capable. Some people might say that she's a little bit of a stickler for having a plan and not liking to go at things half-assed, but it's a very fine ass. So why not go with a full plan every time?
Yeah. Lots of nice asses around here. And I wink at Zora. At Aslan.
Why is everyone talking about asses?
Well, humans are very interested in asses.
That's where the poop comes out.
Are you jealous, Belle?
No, I can get rid of my waste in a much more efficient manner. But thank you. I'm going to go work on the engine now because it's not part of this conversation.
I think we embarrassed him. Her. Belle?
Yeah, I think so. She's a bit ticky. She's a bit. I think she would like to have a body.
Doesn't she technically have a body?
Yeah, but it's a droid role thing. Maybe we should have given her a compliment. She is very round.
Yeah, you got to work on those compliments, Zora. Come up with a plan for giving Belle a compliment. And I'm nudging Val.
Val will chuckle at that. He definitely he's catching on to the vibe between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
Says, well, I have a question. Aslan, right? Zora said her name. Aslan, nice to meet you. Question about the spent energy cartridges that are affixed to the wall in your room with written in Albec dates and names. What exactly is that?
They're spent energy cartridges with the names and places. I picked them up. I mean, I think you've got it covered.
Oh, well.
But I mean, I can tell you some stories about them. I mean, let's go and I'll bring you through them. There's some crazy stories there.
Oh, that'll be good. Do you mind if I watch?
There's not room in our bunk for 3. Sorry,
Oh,
Zora.
damn. Oh, well. Yeah, I'll let you have it then.
So we.
And as I go past you, I will whisper at you, he's not that great a kisser.
Oh, harsh.
Well, let me be the judge of that. But it sounds like you're giving up on this whole pursuit.
There's a worthier prey here, I think, to be pursued.
Oh my.
Yeah. And I mean, Belle, of course, who I have to compliment, and I've thought of something.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, knowing that Zora is no longer interested in Val, does that kill any of Aslan's pursuit of Val?
I mean, a little bit, right? Because it's no fun if it's not a competition.
Exactly.
But I have to verify, I have to verify that he's not a good kisser, because maybe this is just a ruse. This is exactly the kind of plan that Zora would do to get a second shot at him. So I'm not going to fall for that. She's way too smart to just give up like that. You know, there's plenty of other things you can do other than kiss, I'm sure. So yeah.
All that requires is a fade to black, but sure. Let's have you charm him and see if he's interested. Maybe
Okay.
he's heart stuck on Zora. If you
Do I
seems to
still
have
have
to be,
the
right?
flirt die? I think I do.
You still have that flirt token, yeah. I
Okay.
don't think Zora escalated past.
Kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, kiss on cheek.
Okay. So let me roll 3 dice. Ooh.
Third die saved your bacon. Oh my. Wow. So you've got narration of the hit. What does he? Is he a bad kisser?
Yeah, well, I think like we are like leaning on the bunk, and I'm mentioning the gory details of one firefight or bar brawl or whatever it is, and you know we're quite close together, and I think it'll be something like, you know, I'm sure Zora really found some evidence of you in that indecent exposure case, and I'm sure she deleted it as soon as she saw it. But you know, I don't care. You know, we've all been in trouble with the law, and really, it's the imperial law, so who cares, right? You can do whatever you want. And I think after the like second or third story, I kind of turn around in the bunk and like give him a, you know, like a come here gesture, and then as soon as he sits up, just grab him by the cuff of the neck and bring him in for a proper kiss, because you know this is all in the interest of science, right?
In the interest of science. So you got the success, and you get the narration. Unless you want me to declare it, you have narration first. Is he a good kisser?
Yeah, I think so. But you know, there's a faint taste of Zora that's a little bit distracting on his lips.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be terrible.
Well, I wouldn't say terrible, you know, but who knows? Who knows?
Nice. Cool. So is there anything? Oh, did you want to, Zora, do the scene with Belle, or do we save that for later? Do you need to strategize some more?
Oh no, right. Belle, scene with Belle. Oh, I get to have a scene with Belle. I will go and tell Belle that one of the attractions of an ass to a human being is its roundness and firmness. And I'm afraid we're all a bit jealous of you, because in that department, none of us can beat you. And I'll pat her on the ball.
Yeah, the round firm ball
on the bottom bit.
Yeah.
Just smacked her ass. Yeah, that's so delightful that I don't know if I want to let dice decide. I think.
You're so sweet, Zora.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're part of our crew, right? And I kind of like you.
I literally came with the ship.
Yeah, you did, but you were one of the best parts. I mean, the cannons are pretty neat, but you are also very great. Unless you play hot opera.
You like me better than the cannons?
I like you in a different way.
Oh, that makes sense. That reads. But I can't really kiss you in case that's where this is going, Zora.
This is not where this is going. I just didn't want you to feel bad about not having an ass.
It's very nervous that this was going somewhere romantic, and I would like you as a friend, Zora.
Oh well.
Really good friend, but friend.
Well, if that's how you feel, then that's how it's going to be.
Oh, well, that's great. I expected uncomfortableness or something awkward, but that was very easy. That's great. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
And then I will leave Belle to go somewhere and laugh.
Okay. So I think the next scene is like the scene of the Talon coming out of hyperspace, right? And you're coming towards this beautiful, serene planet. And in the bottom right-hand corner is like it says Canto Bite. And we know that you guys are headed to the casino world. And I kind of feel like maybe that's where we bring this session to a close. Right? Like we pick up with you guys on Canto Bite. But the last thing that we see is we know that we hear the music swell. We know that, oh, this must be the end of the episode. And you're like heading in and we see the Talon get smaller, smaller, smaller. And then boom, a little bit of fires. You're headed into the atmosphere. And then we see this larger ship come in and evidently it's like tracking you guys or something. Then it cuts to the bridge and we see Owen Leach. And he says, Heart's Talon will be mine. And then the music brings up and swells, and that is the end of Double or Nothing Session 1. There's no XP for this game, I don't think. So there's no, like, I think there's a thing where it's like trying to come up with some kind of advancement or something, but like the biggest advance ending the game. Here we go. So most of the time things just end and you're done because it's a one shot. Competitions for bragging rights. The mission is just a set piece. Collateral damage numbers or a funny joke. Kiss and make up. You're done, darlings. But if you want to play a second session, your characters get better. You get 1 XP for each of the following that is true. And I'll add into your character sheet thing an XP tracker because I didn't do that. I don't know where to stick it. I'll figure it out. Just put it in. I know where I'll put it. I'll just put it underneath on row 46. So XP. We'll just do a thing. It says XP, and you track it there, and that'll be good enough. Boom. All right. If you won the competition, that was heartily won by Aslan. So you get 1 XP for that. And then our second question. If you kept your collateral damage below the disaster damage, yes. In fact, I feel like I'm not tracking that correctly. So you both get an XP for that one. And then the other question is, you kept your overall damage below 60, and you both did that. So Aslan, you have 3 XP, and Zora, you have 2. Doesn't look like there we go. You can spend a point of XP to add +1 to one of your stats or skills. If both of you agree, you can both spend an XP to each get a new skill, just like in character creation, with the winner of the competition choosing first. And either of you can spend 1 XP to add a new skill to the vehicle, representing new modifications. Fun.
I think I will add an XP to Slicer because I've used that a lot, and I mean it seems useful.
It seems to be pretty integral to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to add 1 to Scatter Blaster because I haven't used it yet, and I'm sure we're going to get it. I'm sure you'll rectify that next week, Rich.
So much running gunfights. Okay.
So it costs 1 to add 1, or it costs like what you're bringing it up to.
It just says it costs 1 to add 1.
Okay. Do we want some new skills, or do we want to just concentrate on what we have?
I mean, if you have an idea, if something really jumps to mind of a new skill, yeah, but other than that, I'd be fine with adding to my skills that I have.
Where we're at.
Yeah.
Do we want to add anything to the Talon? Because I have a 3rd XP that I can put into that.
Yeah, I mean, adding something to the Talon that might be useful. yeah, we could have some kind of hidden compartments on the Talon.
For that smuggling,
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean that's always useful.
Yeah.
It is.
And I'm gonna use that third. I guess that's my third XP to add hidden smuggling compartments to the talent, and I will up my charm from 2 to 3 as well. Because I've been doing a lot of charming.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll add my weapons from 2 to 3 because that's I've got to be better at this than you.
Of course.
Of course.
Appropriate. Sweet. So I'd love to do a round of stars and wishes. We'll start with wishes, which is, it can be any, I wish I understood X or Y about the system, or I wish that we could have more of something, or I wish to see blah in our second and final session. Which is pretty wide open. It can be critical feedback, or it can just be, hey, since we just got one session left, let's make sure that we definitely do X or Y. And then stars are the thing we'll talk about when we get to stars. So we'll just start with wishes. Sabine, you've done lots of wishes, so you get to lead us off.
Oh, well, okay. I wish for more collateral damage. I want to see how that works. And also, I mean, explosions, right? That my cinema buddy and me, we go to we pick a film and then we say, hey, will it have explosions? Yeah, okay, then we can see that. So that's our one criterion a film has to meet. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of a wish. And I mean, the system is not something I would like to play for a long time, but for a fun 2-shot, seems okay.
Yeah,
I like rolling dice. I like the truth or dare thing we did. I would like to see more of that.
Yeah, I thought that was a really great hack. Before we sneak it down, I just wanted to answer your point. I feel like on the collateral damage, I let the 4s or 5s shackle me too much. That I think, as I'm looking at it, I think what I need to be doing is, even though you guys are succeeding what you want to do, there's still collateral damage that should be happening. And I was not doing that. I was just like, you guys take narration and taking that without adding anything more. And it definitely says the GM can add in things, but you have a veto. So I will be pushing that a little bit more about collateral damage. Yeah. Donna, what wishes did you have?
Yeah, I think we probably already touched on it. I guess we need more mayhem, right? More bayhem, I think, is the technical term, right, for gratuitous explosions. So for sure. And I mean, can I wish more of the same? Because I thought, the 3 of us had a really great vibe going in terms of you, Rich, there's more into stars, right? But I just want more of the same, more of the flirty comic greatness that we had going today.
Okay. So we'll just roll straight into stars. So stars, Donna, you get to go first since you had to go last for wishes.
Yeah, I think I love the kind of instant dynamic that we had between Zora and Aslan. And I think, does the character generation feed into that, because we are coming up with opposites very straight away in character gen? So yeah, that was nice. And I really loved Belle. Rich, every time, maybe it's the voice, but also I really loved her by the end of it. So yeah, really great stuff.
Good, thank you. Sabine, what about you? Any stars you'd like to share?
I mean, yeah, lots of stars, so many stars. Star Wars. I love the 2 characters and the dynamic they had, and the way they differed, and the way they were the same, and the way they were friends. That was really neat. And I also love the NPCs, Val was a delight. And then Val, I kind of like Val as a foil or our baby to Sid. That he seems like the kind of trouble that will lead to more trouble, which is fine. So yeah, I like the whole thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Stars to both of you for having a great giving attitude, for jumping into this weird little game, for being open to suggesting ways to make aspects of the game more comfortable. And I thought it was a vast improvement. I really like the tweak to Truth or Dare that you got us going down the road of, Sabine. I thought that was pretty brilliant. So thank you for that. And Donna, yeah, you're great. Please come back for more Star Wars, like serious Star Wars, maybe even. I don't know. Because I miss those 316 games, and I want to see 316 in Star Wars pretty bad. Like, I think it's a thing. That should be
I've
done.
already got a little. I've got a little notepad already. Starting to work up the hack, Rich. So stay tuned.
Ooh,
I'll save you a receipt.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for giving this a shot, and I look forward to bringing it to a close next week. We'll go ahead and stop the live stream